Koala vs. Panda. Eucalyptus eater versus bamboo-muncher. Clings to trees like it was born to hug them. The other, a lumbering giant that marches through bamboo forests like royalty. At first glance, they seem to have nothing in common. One is a sleepy marsupial from down under. The other, a black and white bear from the misty mountains of China. This isn't about claws, speed, or brute strength. This is a battle of evolution, of who adapted better to a limited leafy diet. Eucalyptus vs. bamboo. Solitary tree hugger versus gentle bamboo tank. Two animals with radically different lifestyles, both fighting daily battles for food, habitat, and survival. They've become symbols of conservation, culture, and cuteness worldwide. But in a hypothetical face-off, who wins the battle of the munchers? Welcome to the ultimate herbivore showdown. Koala versus panda. Eucalyptus eater versus bamboo muncher. Let's dive in. Let's meet our two munching legends. Each a master of its domain, and each uniquely weird in the best way possible. In the blue corner, representing the eucalyptus forests of Australia, the koala, not a bear, but often mistaken for one, the koala is actually a marsupial. Think of it as Australia's sleepy tree-hugging ambassador. Koalas spend up to 20 hours a day sleeping, conserving energy because their diet of eucalyptus leaves is low in nutrition and difficult to digest. Their body is specially adapted to this lifestyle, complete with a slow metabolism, a highly selective palate, and a backward-facing pouch for raising young. They're solitary, quiet, and territorial. Each koala has a home range it doesn't like to share, and within that range, you'll find its personal tree collection, often with a favorite. Koalas are built for tree life, with strong limbs, sharp claws, and padded feet made for gripping bark. They don't rush, they don't panic, they simply cling, chew, and chill. In the red corner, hailing from the misty mountain forests of China, the giant panda. Despite its cuddly appearance, the panda is a bear, literally. Evolved from carnivorous ancestors, this gentle giant made the shocking switch to a bamboo diet, which now makes up 99% of its meals. That's right, this bear eats up to 80 pounds of bamboo per day just to stay alive. Unlike the solitary, sleepy koala, pandas are more curious and playful. They roll, climb, sit upright to eat, and sometimes wrestle with logs like oversized toddlers. They live alone, but have larger ranges than koalas and need vast areas of bamboo to survive. Their powerful jaws and large molars are perfectly suited for crushing tough stalks. And they've even evolved a pseudo-thumb, an extended wrist bone, that helps them grip food like a human dot. So who's the better herbivore? The one that became a leaf-eating ninja by evolution, or the one that eats like a full-time job with jaws of steel? Two species, two continents, two evolutionary oddballs with one thing in common. They've made plants their entire personality. Every animal is a product of its environment, and when it comes to the koala and panda, their homes are just as fascinating as they are. Koala territory. The eucalyptus kingdom. Koalas are the high-rise dwellers of the animal world, found mostly along the eastern coast of Australia. They make their homes in eucalyptus forests where trees aren't just shelter. Their life. Koalas don't build nests or burrows. Instead, each individual claims a handful of trees and rotates between them, lounging in the crooks of branches like they were custom-designed sofas. Their world is vertical. Climbing is essential. Koalas have powerful limb muscles and curved claws that help them grip bark and scale trunks with ease. But the habitat is fragile. Eucalyptus trees are highly flammable and sensitive to climate changes. When wildfires or deforestation strike, koalas lose everything. Panda domain. The bamboo mountains. Giant pandas roam the temperate forests of central China, often in misty, mountainous regions at elevations of 4,000 to 11,000 feet. Unlike koalas, pandas are ground-based, but skilled at climbing trees when needed. Their world is lush, wet, and filled with one thing, bamboo. Bamboo. Pandas require enormous stretches of bamboo forest to survive. A single panda may roam miles just to find enough food, making habitat fragmentation one of their greatest threats. Though conservation efforts have rebuilt parts of their territory, pandas remain extremely habitat dependent. The koala rules the canopy. The panda reigns on the forest floor. Both habitats are beautiful, and both are dangerously disappearing. Now, let's talk about what truly defines these two creatures. Their ridiculously specialized diets. Koalas eat almost exclusively eucalyptus leaves, something few other animals dare to touch. Why? Because eucalyptus is toxic, full of chemicals that can damage organs and even kill. It's nature's version of a bitter, poisonous salad. But koalas have evolved a liver that acts like a detox factory, neutralizing those toxins with astonishing efficiency. Even more impressive, out of over 600 species of eucalyptus trees, koalas only eat from a select few, and within those, they have favorites, picking leaves based on smell, moisture, and even age. Their highly specialized gut, including an enormous cecum, helps ferment and break down the tough, oily leaves over time. But the payoff is weak. Eucalyptus has very little energy, which is why koalas spend up to 20 hours a day sleeping. being adorable is exhausting. On the other hand, pandas have made bamboo their entire personality. Despite being members of the carnivorous bear family, pandas have committed fully to an herbivorous diet. The catch? Bamboo isn't much better than eucalyptus when it comes to nutrients. So pandas solve the problem with quantity. They eat for up to 14 hours a day, consuming 20 to 80 pounds of bamboo just to meet their energy needs. Their body is still that of a carnivore, short intestines, no fermentation chambers, but their jaws and teeth have adapted to crush woody stalks like celery. And let's not forget the panda's famous sixth finger, a modified wrist bone that acts like a thumb, giving it the ultimate bamboo grabbing advantage. Who wins the munch-off? The koala is the ultimate dietary specialist. The panda is a relentless eating machine. One survives on detox. The other survives on volume. Either way, these animals have turned leaf eating into an extreme sport. At first glance, both animals look like oversized plush toys. But don't be fooled. Beneath the fluff lies some fascinating anatomy. Koalas are built for a vertical life. Compact and muscular, with long curved claws and textured paw pads. They're perfectly designed for gripping tree bark. Each paw has 2 opposable digits, like natural climbing gear, and their hind feet even have a grooming claw. Their fur is thick and woolly, protecting them from both heat and cold as they snooze high up in branches. But when it comes to defense, let's just say the koala is more about avoidance than confrontation. It rarely comes down from the trees. Its gray fur helps it blend in with bark and shadows. If threatened, a koala might hiss or grunt, and in rare cases swipe with its claws. But most of the time, it simply retreats higher into the canopy. Camouflage and calmness are its shields. Pandas are deceptively powerful. Beneath their teddy bear image is a muscular bear body, especially in the forearms and jaws. Their bite force is nearly 1,300 psi, comparable to that of a wolf. This strength helps them break through bamboo, but if needed, it can be used defensively. While pandas are generally gentle and non-aggressive, they are bears, and when provoked, they can deliver serious damage. Pandas have a round body built for stability, thick skin for protection, and an excellent sense of smell to detect threats. Their black and white fur, not just cute, some researchers believe the coloration helps them stay hidden in snowy and forested environments. They may not hunt, but they can stand their ground. In a peaceful world, both animals stay out of trouble. But if it came to a surprise showdown, let's just say you wouldn't want to startle the panda. Cuteness aside, how do these animals measure up in the brains department? Let's start with the koala. While undeniably adorable, it's not exactly known for its brain power. In fact, koalas have one of the smallest brain-to-body ratios among mammals. Their brain is smooth, underdeveloped, and takes up only a tiny fraction of their skull. Behaviorally, koalas are creatures of habit. They stick to routines, rarely venture far, and communicate with low-pitched bellows or squeaky grunts, especially during mating season. They're solitary, territorial, and almost entirely silent for most of their lives. In terms of problems, let's just say, koalas have been known to starve when presented with eucalyptus leaves on a plate instead of on a branch. They rely on instinct, not innovation. Pandas, on the other hand, are more curious and interactive. In captivity, they've shown moderate problem-solving abilities, like opening doors, playing with enrichment puzzles, and figuring out how to escape their enclosures. They're also socially expressive, especially when young, often seen rolling, wrestling, and investigating new things. Pandas communicate with a variety of sounds, bleats, honks, growls, and even chirps between mothers and cubs. While not geniuses, by any means, they do exhibit a level of social intelligence and awareness that outshines their eucalyptus-munching rival. Koalas are nature's sleepy introverts, quiet, stubborn, and not big on change. Pandas are the playful oddballs of the bear world, occasionally clumsy but more cognitively flexible. When it comes to raising the next generation of leaf munchers, both the koala and the panda take very different, but equally fascinating, approaches. Koala, the marsupial method. Koalas give birth to tiny, underdeveloped babies, about the size of a jelly bean. As marsupials, the mother carries the newborn, called a joey, in her pouch for around 6 months. Inside, the joey feeds on milk and continues to grow. Safe and warm. Once it outgrows the pouch, the joey rides on its mother's back, learning the ways of eucalyptus for several months. Koala mothers are extremely attentive, but once the joey is ready, it becomes fully independent and leaves to find its own territory. Panda, the ultimate bear mom. Panda cubs are born blind, pink, and helpless, barely larger than a stick of butter. Considering the size of the mother, that's a dramatic contrast. Pandas often give birth to twins, but in the wild, the mother can usually only care for one, leaving the other to perish. What follows, however, is pure dedication. Panda mothers nurture their cubs around the clock, rarely leaving their side for weeks. Cubs stay with their mothers for up to 18 months, learning to forage, climb, and survive. In the parenting Olympics, the panda scores big for effort and emotional bonding, though koalas win points for biological ingenuity. Beyond the charm and fame lies a more sobering reality. Both the koala and panda have faced the real threat of extinction, and still walk a fragile line today. So who wins the battle of the munch? In one corner, we have the panda, a heavyweight bamboo-crushing machine, armed with bone-cracking jaws, a sixth thumb, and a global fan base. In the other, the koala, a eucalyptus purist, a slow-motion survivor, and a living symbol of calm, resilience. But here's the truth. This showdown isn't about fighting. It's about survival. It's about how two wildly different animals mastered the art of living off the toughest plants in nature, on two different continents in two very different ways. In the end, both of these iconic creatures remind us that evolution isn't always about power. It's about persistence. So who's your winner, Team Bamboo or Team Eucalyptus? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more.